Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky Loads 15, and in this video we're going to be previewing day one of the York Dante Festival, where there's going to be a lot of good racing on over the next couple of days, and every day we'll be previewing all the races where I'll be giving you my thoughts and feelings and giving you my final selections for each of those races. So without further ado, we'll get stuck into the action straight away for tomorrow. And the first race starts at 2:20 tomorrow at York, and we're going to go for a horse here called Banksea, round about 7-1 with bookmakers at the moment, trained by Charlie Appleby in the Godolphin Blue, and James Doyle is taking the ride tomorrow. He's going to have a very good this year, I think, and he'll probably have a good day tomorrow as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later in this video. But this horse has been running in Dubai quite a lot through the winter and has put up some very valiant efforts, and one thing you probably could learn from those runs in Dubai at Meydan was the fact that it was always running on towards the end strongly, and it's going up in trip tomorrow, and you've got to think that that's definitely going to suit it. It's in its pedigree, and also as well, if you look at the race as a whole tomorrow, you've got to think that this one is the class horse. Now yes, it will be giving away weight tomorrow, but it's probably a group horse running in a handicap, and I always think that's a good angle to come in from. And for me, I thought he was a massive player, and even if you wanted to back him each way, I could definitely see him making the frame. So Banksea to start us off at York tomorrow. The 255 is a competitive handicap tomorrow, and I'm going with a horse here called Golden Apollo, around about 16-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Tim Easterby, Paul Moore running, booked for the ride. This horse won over the course and distance last year in June on very quick ground on good to firm, the current going at York at the moment, and that's definitely a massive positive. York's kind of is one of those tracks where you get a lot of course specialists, and it's good to know that this horse has already got some decent York form in the bag. Also as well, on its reappearance last year, it finished 4th at this meeting, so it knows how to go well at York, and I thought 16-1 tomorrow was a good player in this race. Also as well, it's drawn against the stand side, and in these kind of races in big fields, that's kind of the area you want to be drawn in. So a lot of ticks in boxes for this selection tomorrow, and I thought with a few bookmakers playing multiple places, around about 4 or 5 places, it's got to be a good each way bet. The next selection on the feature race of the day sees the return of Harry Angel in the 3:30, but I'm going to be taking him on here with a horse called Tasleet, which is around about 9-2 bookmakers at the moment, trained by William Haggis. Jim Crowley booked for the ride, who was champion jockey back in 2016. This horse won this renewal last year, and I thought really was probably the one that had the most value in the race. I'm not keen on Brando. Also as well, I know Harry Angel is a very good horse and obviously had a very good campaign last year, but if you are going to get him beaten, I think it's on his seasonal reappearance. He's never won fresh before coming into a new season, so he might need the run, and I thought Tasleet could definitely give him a run for his money tomorrow. And I thought really with Tasleet also as well, like in York, it's won 2 of its 3 runs at the track. It's going to give him a close run, and I thought Tasleet was the one to be on. We then go to the 4:05, another good race, going with a horse here called Give and Take, round about 4-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by William Haggis. James Doyle, who we've already tipped up one of his rides tomorrow, takes the ride. Ran a good race at Sandown last time on a bit easier ground. There was a little bit of soft in the description, and I don't think it was quite with it that day, the going, and it's going to like the faster ground tomorrow. It's run pretty well on some decent ground, on faster ground before, and I wasn't really keen on the John Gosden horse, and I thought this was the one you had to be with in the race tomorrow. I thought 4-1 wasn't a bad price if you did want to back him tomorrow. The next selection's then in the 4:35, again another competitive handicap, over 7 furlongs this time, and it's not a straight 7 furlongs, they run round a bend. Going with Desert Doctor here, around about 10-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Ed Walker, who's stable in very good form. Luke Morris as well, interesting jockey booking. This horse had a fair all-weather campaign, picking up a few wins along the way. Went back to the turf last time out when it finished 3rd at Newmarket, running on strongly, and they're trying it over 7 furlongs for the first time tomorrow. It's got 7 furlongs in its pedigree, so it shouldn't be a worry. Thought it was an interesting move, thought the quick round would help it, and I thought 10-1 tomorrow he could be a player from an each-way perspective, so that's my selection there. The 5:05 then, I thought, yeah, it's not really the easiest race to really take on the favourite, so that's why I'm going with him tomorrow. Going with World Order, around about 15-8, best odds for bookmakers at the moment, trained by Declan Carroll, who's won this race twice in his career, back in 2012 and last year in 2017. And this horse ran a very good race on soft ground at Doncaster on its debut behind a horse of Mark Johnston's, who's subsequently gone in and boosted the form, winning at Chester last week. And that was a horse called No Lippy, who looks like a really good prospect going forward. And that was a fair run by World Order. He cost a fair amount of money. And I thought, again, James Doyle will have another good day tomorrow with this ride. I thought this one was the one they all had to beat. So World Power, or World Order I should say, for me in the 505. We then go to the 535, where again it's kind of another wide open handicap, but I'm going to go with a horse here called Armandihan, or I hope you pronounce it like that. It's around about 14-1 with bookmakers at the moment, trained by Kevin Ryan, whose stable have been in very good form. Tommy Eves booked for the ride tomorrow. This horse has been running okay of late, and it's going to definitely appreciate the faster ground tomorrow. The conditions have probably been against it on its last couple of runs. It's been running over shorter, and it's been normally held up in those races and kind of running on late, and I thought going up in trip tomorrow will definitely suit this horse, and I thought a 14-1 tomorrow could be a massive each way player. So they're the selections for tomorrow's horse racing of the first day of the Dante Festival at York. Let us know your predictions for tomorrow, what you're going to be backing on the day. Will Harry Angel get beaten? Who knows? Let us know what you think about that race tomorrow. Anyway, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here at Lucky Loaders 15 for more sports betting videos and more horse racing tips. So please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also as well, check out my Twitter as well, where I do lots of little things during the day, do polls and things like that. So go and follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. That's all I've got to say. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.